All right, guys, if you missed the video last week, we broke the mini truck again. We essentially blew up our $150 Chinese turbo. That turbo's done. And now we're T-minus 2 days until the off-road games start. So we're dropping this midweek and bringing you guys along because we're gonna try and figure out what happened to the turbo, why it blew, put a completely different turbo on it, hopefully fix it, and test it all in less than 48 hours.
Oil line, like I said.
Okay.
Found you a V-band.
Dude, you're the man.
And here, I'll let you check it out. No shaft play. I did leave the back housing a little loose so you can clock it.
Perfect. I think this thing's gonna work perfect.
550.
Thank
you.
Yeah, thank you,
Yep.
man.
Hope it works out for you guys.
I can't believe we found almost the exact turbo we need. The only thing, this one's smaller than the one that's on the mini truck, so it might spool faster. It might be a good thing. Stuff's going pretty good so far. So, because I think that turbo's gonna work, but we've got a couple other parts that we've got to pick up. We need a silicone reducer, something to make the exhaust work.
V-band.
And a V-band.
A companion flange.
Yeah, so if these guys out now, it's starting to not sound that promising. Because those are specialty parts you normally have to get off like Summit Racing or somewhere. So let's see if they've got them.
Man, this is sick. So awesome. We need one right by our house.
Yeah, we do. Come on. 3 to 2.5. There's our first one. Oh, look at all these V-bands.
How did you find this place?
That was a good old Apple Map special. I didn't know this place was here.
Well, this is where we're gonna see if we have everything that we need.
We're actually making one more stop because we've all decided that maybe the turbo went out because the filter was not a very high quality filter. So we don't want a new ball bearing turbo to go out. So we stopped at another place to hopefully grab a stain of a filter with a sleeve or something to hopefully keep this other turbo together.
So when Alex is floored this time, we aren't gonna get sand in it. Oh, they got a lot of off-road stuff in here.
This is sick.
We should have come here first.
These look like pretty good ones. What size do we need, Kev?
I think it's a 4-inch inlet. How's K&N sound?
I heard they're really good at marketing and they're not real good at filtering.
Ooh. It's probably better than the one we've got, though.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Dude, that's a
Braid, I don't know. A filter that good looking has got to be good at filtering.
I don't know. I think they sold you by the way they look.
Let's go see if he's got a pre-filter for this guy.
Alright, I think we found that.
Thing fits like a glove, like a sock.
Like a sock.
That is
Exactly
gonna
what it
be
should be.
light years better than what we have.
We had one of those real cheap turd ones that was probably $5. Alex found at a yard sale.
They're probably like filtered rocks out.
It did filter rocks.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't do its job.
Brady's convinced it was the filter that seized it. So.
I'm convinced it was when you two took it and broke the front axle shafts.
We also somehow broke the turbo.
Yeah, it didn't seize on us, but we seized it.
Right. Okay, we're waiting for Matt to come with his rollback to pick this thing up because we're going to Matt's shop to hopefully get this thing fixed. Huge shout out to Matt because if we didn't have his shop, and we're probably gonna have to use his TIG, this thing would be out of operation completely. But while we're waiting here, we've been staying at this hotel, and every time we stay at hotels, I have to usually upload footage at hotels, and it stresses me out. And that's because every time I'm online or you're online, our personal data is also online, which is why I've been using the sponsor of today's video, NordVPN, to protect my online data. Really any Wi-Fi, but especially public Wi-Fi, can be compromised by criminals. NordVPN encrypts your online traffic to keep their naughty fingers out of your business. If some of these hackers get your personal information, they can get access to passwords, social security numbers, and a bunch of other personal information you want to stay personal. We trust NordVPN and you should too. Get the exclusive NordVPN deal plus 4 months extra using our link. This link's also in the description. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Thank you so much, NordVPN, for supporting our channel, keeping us safe, and sponsoring today's video. Here he is. We're in business. Dude, we need a rollback. We thought we were gonna have enough with a wrecker, and now our wrecker's always broke. What would we do without Matt? We're off to a bad start here.
You and everybody else.
Really?
Robbie, last night, Robbie was driving to Salt Lake with the head from his jalopy to get it rebuilt, resurfaced, while somebody else on his crew was headed to Moab to Rory's to pick up axles. He broke a U-joint, popped the knuckle, blew a head gasket.
Oh my god.
Yesterday afternoon.
Does Robbie not know the games is in like 2 days?
I don't know. You guys are stressing me out.
Okay, now all we've got to do is put this turbo in this truck. We should be good.
And Rhett's gonna help us.
I will be here if you need me. If you're looking for tools, I probably know where it's at.
Perfect.
That's gonna make that so much better to get under there. We did not make this very easy to work on at all. Like, the motor's terrible. We're trying to figure out still how we're gonna get new oil in that motor when we drain it. So there's an oil line that goes up from the motor up to the turbo that's lubricating the bearing in the turbo, and then there's a drain that comes back down into the motor. So it's using the motor's oil to lubricate the turbo. So when a turbo goes out, a lot of times it's because of the bearing, and it'll start to send bad, metal shavings and stuff like that back into the oil, into the motor. So when we take the turbo apart, we're gonna see if we did end up getting any metal into the oil, and I'm just hoping that we did, or else that's gonna really be bad.
Alex, this is why we put you in charge of taking this off. It's been like 15 minutes.
Well, it's only good because we're not using this turbo anymore. I could have dang near ruined it. We're gonna take this return line off and see if we can figure out what happened.
Ooh. What is going on there?
Still locked up.
You should be able to pull one of these wheels off and take this shaft out.
Are you a turbo builder?
No, I'm Caleb.
No, this is Patrick.
Wait a minute, I see something that was not the Chinese. That looks like you and Alex got in there with a grinder.
No, that's gotta be that. Dude, what is that?
That's to balance it.
Come on.
What do you mean, come on? That's
Come on.
what they take out to balance these things.
Full of crap. Get that thing off. There we go. Oh,
Whoa!
there. That looks fine. There's even oil in there still.
Wait a minute.
Oh,
That
There it
bottom
is.
one's the one.
Yeah.
So this one's dialed. It still rolls fine.
It welded
Is
itself.
this is probably brass?
Okay, look at this right here. This bottom part is part of this wheel, and this is maybe like a bearing type deal, and it's welded itself together, this one to that one, so everything up here is no longer able to spin, and you can tell because of the heat that has obviously been in there on that shaft because it's discolored.
You can tell it's broke because of the way it is.
Well, long story short, this turbo is done. And the turbo that's going back in it is going to be a ton better than this turd.
People might say, stop turboing stuff. They're problematic. And turbos are kind of like girlfriends. They're problems, but they're worth it. So that's where I sit on the issue.
The only thing is you're married. So
Right.
they used to be.
Right. I mean like when you're young, when you know what I'm saying. High school girlfriends. There we go. You are hired. A filthy exhaust housing, and you.
Keep getting lucky.
I'm gonna say it's all the machine.
Is he filling gaps like he does back home?
He is. It's because you're welding on a Miller and not a cheap. You know, it's not you. It's the
Matt
machine.
had the right rod too. This was perfect.
All right, so this 90 goes into our intercooler right there, and because our turbo's smaller, we need more distance on this guy. So Matt had this guy that we're going to extend this out. The problem is I ran out of talent as far as aluminum TIG welding goes, so I'm gonna take all this stuff and go up to Rudy. Alex is going to get the exhaust hopefully figured out, and I think Brady's gonna figure out how we're gonna put oil back in the truck, because usually to put oil in it we have to pull the seat out, the front hood thing out, and it's usually about a 3-hour process. So I have faith that these guys are gonna figure it out. What's up?
How's it going?
Good. What are you working on?
Transfer case jalopy stuff.
Dang, Rudy, you sound a little sick. You good?
I'm not sick. I just lose my voice, and I don't know what it is.
I might need your help with some TIG work.
All right.
Could I get it?
Yeah.
I pretty much just need to make this 90 2.5 inches longer.
Oh, that's simple enough. You know, before we do that, we should just look at what I have.
Okay.
I have one.
Man, that would really make it nice. All right, we got this piece cut out. This is our 90 that I cut the little bead rolled part off. Rudy's gonna teach us how it's done. Gosh, Rudy, that looks professional.
It's going on a professional truck. It's got to look the part.
You are the man. Thank you so much, dude.
Well, I just can't wait to see that thing on the road, you know? It's going to be sweet.
All right, check that thing out. It is absolutely perfect.
The turbo's on and tight. And now all we're doing is wrapping our excess oil line up because it's like 30 feet too long. And then we can put the exhaust on and see if what I built actually works, because I'm pretty nervous about that. All right, this is what we had to make, because this goes to our turbo, and this was a different size, and the turbo was a different size. So I had to cut it clear back here, make this piece with this angle to go to this piece and that angle.
Dude.
Weld an O2 bung in. And I'm just praying that after welding and warping it, that it still fits.
That thing looks wild.
Yeah, that was not easy to make.
Really, every time I'm never impressed with your work, Alex, but this time I am.
That means a lot.
That's pretty cool. Right?
That is way cool. There's no, you had somebody come build that for you. There's no way that was you.
I did that, which is why it probably won't work here in a second.
Did he do it?
Well, it's not done yet, so let's wait to give him props till it's done.
It freaking works, dude. That is gorgeous.
Dude, the weird thing is I only did that once, too. I normally have to do that like 3 times and run and get more steel because I messed it up.
Why did you have to say that?
Yeah, it's already done.
It's not running yet.
Oh, he was just talking about the exhaust. Let him win for 1 second, Brady. Let him win.
He just jinxed it.
If it don't run, it's not because of that.
Okay, this is not normal for us, but we're going to give it a test run before we put it completely back together, just to make sure that we're dialed. And we've got this oil line kind of cracked to make sure that we're getting good oil supply to our new turbo. Oh my gosh. That thing just took off spinning.
It's spinning?
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
There's oil.
Nice.
Let's go. I think we can put it back together now. It seems like it's working.
Right, we're blowing smoke now.
I can smell it. I'm hoping we didn't lose a valve seat.
So there's like, I mean, 100% chance something's wrong, obviously, because it's blowing smoke everywhere. But if I take this charge tube off of this turbo and there's oil in there, that's 100% telltale sign that the turbo is junk. Well, turbo needs to get rebuilt. No oil in the compressor side. Man, stuff is getting weird. Okay, so if it's not leaking any oil out of the compressor side, and it's also not coming from the engine, the last place that it could be coming through is out the, I guess what would be the downpipe. For us, it's going out the side, out these dual exhaust things. So I just pulled the V-band off. That works. Dry. Where is the oil coming from? Dude, something's going on.
We had to spray a bunch of penetrating oil on the T4 bolts because they were all seized up. I'm sure it just went down into that.
Dude, that was a lot of oil. I mean, we can put it back together and keep running it. I'm just glad that we don't have oil going into the manifold. I was thinking that was why it's not stoked right now. It doesn't want to go back down to idle. It wants to die. And we've never had it do that. So we were thinking it was because the manifold was getting full of oil getting pushed through it. So I guess we're throwing this thing back together and need to keep running it. The turbo's not burning oil. None. There's no oil coming out of the turbo.
It makes me feel better that he didn't lie to us.
I know. I was pretty bent. I was pretty bent about it. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't the case before I,
and it for
sent
sure,
him a message.
It for sure is.
Yes. I took the charge tube off, dry, downpipe dry, everything was dry.
Hey, instead of talking, let's go finish this motor off.
Deal. The video's not over soon. The video's gonna be over when we get the truck up competition hill. It's not gonna hurt it.
We have Matt's games too that we gotta compete with.
Right. We're gonna be able to do all of it. It's just burn a little bit of oil. It's fine.
Hey, that's all right. I'm not gonna be that guy. So
good.
You guys want to do
that guy? Alex definitely ain't gonna be that guy.
He's ready to go. Look at him.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. Let me tell you something here. If this thing's gonna blow, it's gonna be because those two are driving it. I guarantee it.
We're having so much fun.
Dude, hey, it's responsive now. Like, stupid.
Really?
Oh, dude. It's stupid. You breathe on the pedal and it's at 10 pounds.
Dude.
It's nuts.
What's it at?
It's like 225. That's like cold. This is Comp Hill. We finally made it here. That old turbo locked up like 200 feet away from this hill, and we're here to assert our dominance. There's a good chance we lose the mini truck's motor on this hill, but you might as well finish it off with a bang. Uh-oh.
We hit 10 pounds of boost and the check engine light popped. I was trying to keep it under 10, but then it hit it. So we gotta go reset the check engine on the half, and we'll try it again. success, but we went somewhere. I was just talking to our Haltech guy, and he says you have to get bigger injectors. He's like, that's all they can handle. So we need to get some bigger ones in here and get it back.
And we'll be back.
We want to give a humongous thank you to Matt for helping us put that truck back together, as well as Rudy for welding up the stuff that we needed to. Guys, we can't thank you enough for that. Huge shout out to them. If you don't watch their channel, it may be worth checking those guys out because they make some fun, awesome videos. But our record being on the back of Matt's rollback seems to be like a theme every year before the game. So if you want to check out the video last year when this happened, it's right here.